Hello, my name is Steven Sievert. I'm the founder of the Isometric Consulting Group. I started Isometric back in 2018 after a lengthy manufacturing career, and the goal was to help small and medium-sized firms develop and audit their quality management systems. Auditing was the core of the business. Back then, we typically traveled to our auditees to conduct audits. We'd drive to their site if it was fairly local, or we'd hop on a plane and we'd fly out to North Carolina, California, wherever the client's site was. With a qualified auditor, on-site audits are very effective. They were the status quo. Being on-site with a client, looking at their documentation, looking at their records, watching their processes as they run, or how they handle non-conforming material, being on-site provided the auditor the best chance at capturing objective evidence, the best chance to meet the audit objectives. And this is how we built our business. We became a trusted partner with our clients by conducting thorough on-site audits. We helped identify gaps, weaknesses, nonconformities, opportunities for improvement so that they could build better systems. Ultimately, we were helping them to provide higher quality products and services to their clients. But there are some caveats to on-site audits. They're expensive for one. The client is not only paying for your time while you're in their facility, but they're paying for your flight, your hotel, your meals, the time you spend on the plane. There's a lot of costs associated with traveling to an audit and a lot of lost time. And aside from that, traveling by plane is not environmentally friendly. We're all a lot more aware of our footprint now, and with the advent of video conferencing and other technologies, we were all looking for ways to not only save a little money, but to reduce our overall impact as well. Then came 2020, and we no longer had a choice. The pandemic stopped flights. It sent the auditees home, and it left their factories empty. We were all in a new world. Traveling to audit became impossible. And it seemed like overnight, virtual audits became the expectation. ISO 19011 had language about virtual auditing and techniques since 2018, but it hadn't really caught on, or it wasn't the expectation before this point. But now we were all conducting audits over Zoom or over Teams. We were all struggling to figure out how to best audit in this new reality and still successfully reach our audit objectives. Last year, after we'd been doing these remote audits for a year and a half, we conducted a study for Quality Digest about how auditors and auditees viewed the efficacy of remote audits. It should come as no surprise that 52% of respondents in that study felt that remote audits were less effective than on-site audits, and 18% felt that they were not currently effective at all at allowing auditors to reach their audit objectives. Respondents did feel that a lot of the Quality 4.0 initiatives, such as EQMS solutions and integrations with ERP and CRM systems, were making remote audits a lot easier than they would have been without them, but they still cited a number of technological limitations. There are a lot of issues with internet connectivity for streaming. Folks are left carrying around phones and laptops which are cumbersome. It's difficult to hear in a factory environment. Most of the respondents were worried about the reliability of current technologies and the limitations of current streaming options. And it wasn't just the technology. Some respondents noted that they felt that their biggest problems were the auditor techniques. The auditors simply didn't know how to effectively audit in a virtual setting. They didn't know how to get the evidence without being physically present. And since that study, we've sought to change that. We've been working on developing methods to make virtual audits more effective. The restrictions from the pandemic era might have lifted, and we might have the freedom now to hop back on that plane, but now we know that we don't have to. Remote auditing is possible. We can work to address the challenges that are holding virtual auditing back so that they can become more effective and more valuable to the client than an on-site audit. And in doing so, we're not only providing more value to the client through the quality of the audit, but we're reducing our travel time, we're reducing our costs, we're presenting a sustainable solution for our industry. We're doing our part to help to reduce the carbon footprint that auditors were leaving behind. So we're working to build the technologies and develop the auditor skill set to bring the future of auditing. We believe in what we're doing. We're committed to this goal, but we do need your help to turn this goal into a reality. And you can learn more at www.isometricconsulting.com.